This video is brought to you with support from my patrons on Patreon.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and what's up with the new space? I've been shooting here for a couple weeks now. Let's talk about it. Welcome back everybody. If you are a regular viewer, you know that I have moved into this new space, which is a spare bedroom in our house. And what precipitated this? Why am I in here? Well, if you've been watching the channel for a couple weeks, you know that my wife and I switched offices, which means I went from being in an open space at the top of our stairs for all my stuff to my own separate room, which is what she had during the height of the pandemic, and she was working from home a lot. So when we switched rooms, that really gave me the chance to turn this into a train room. She agreed. Remember guys, always ask your partner if it is okay to turn a separate office into a train room, because it can be a messy process. It's a mess in here right now. And I mean, I've got drop cloths down and everything, getting ready to do all the heavy lifting and stuff. So exciting stuff coming up in the near future. But I wanted to really talk about what's going to happen with this layout now, because it's the same layout. I'm actually making it a little bit larger before I complete it. And I want to talk about a few other things. But first, I want to show you a few things from moving this thing. The first thing that I really did was I attached the top of the frame to the layout itself, and I was able to make that move really easily. And this is one of the big benefits of using a hollow core door. They are very portable because they're very rigid. So if you attach a little bit of framing to them, it makes them fairly easy to move around. You can see I got this one on a hand truck, and I was able to take this right inside, and then I had to navigate my stairs. Now the stairs in my house have a little landing, so they're kind of a switchback, which always makes moving literally anything larger than a suitcase upstairs very difficult. But fortunately, the way I built this, it was very easy to handle and move around. I did put a couple of bottom supports on it as well. That is where it's going to sit. Now, what it's actually sitting on, because this is designed to be moved at some time in the future, it's not designed to be heavily portable, but I know I'm not going to live forever in this house, and I want to be able to move this layout if I really like it, which I really think I am, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I put those supports down and sitting on a couple of IKEA tables, like what I talked about last week, and that's the bench work for it. Very, very easy, very, very simple. You can watch last week's video. I'll link that right up here. And I put that up here. And then what I did was I ended up taking apart the rest of that table and using a second door to form an L-shaped layout. And I built the frame around it, and I was able to bring that in and place it in the L shape. Now, if you guys have been paying attention and you have been watching my channel for a very, very long time, I mean, well over, hang on, I'm doing math here, well over 2 years. It's well over 2 years since this layout existed. The first layout that was already partially under construction when I was starting this channel, what I call the DDRR 1.0, I absolutely loved that track plan. That iteration had some flaws in it that I knew I was going to need to fix, but the track plan itself, like the big overall, like how it ran the trains, I really loved that track plan. And then I was actually originally telling my patrons that, you know, I'm probably going to have to tear down the layout I just started and cannibalize it for parts and build something else to fit the space. But I got to looking up here and I realized I can bring that layout back and I can fix everything that I didn't like about it. So I am bringing back the DDRR 1.0. I guess it's the 1.0.2. I don't know what to call it now. I think I'm just going to give it a new name. But I wanted to show you guys the track plan. You can check it out right here in SCARM. You guys already know half of the track plan, which is it's going to have the yard and then the industrial area. But the big thing is it's going to have this more mountainous area that's going to be the L of it. And you're going to have a town, you're going to have a couple industries, and you're going to have a crossover bridge that goes over with a big girder bridge that's going to be really kind of like a centerpiece of the layout. And I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do some construction techniques, but I'm probably going to be doing something different than just simply stacking on extruded foam. I want to do a few little different things. I've done that for several layouts now, and I want to try something different. I'm also considering painting a backdrop rather than buying a photo backdrop, because the bottom line is to get the effect that I want, it's going to be very expensive to buy a photo backdrop for this. So there's a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up in the fall and winter of this year as I work on this layout, and I'm going to be doing a lot of cool things with this layout, and it's going to give me a lot of opportunities, and having this room is going to give me a lot of opportunities to do some things that I simply could not do in the garage as well in terms of the YouTube channel. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't know what's going to pan out, but I've got a lot of crazy ideas floating around in my head that I really think you guys will like. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Etsy store. Now, the way I've been running the Etsy store for the longest time was basically I would print out 4 or 5 models at a time, and after my initial run that I did when I first opened it, and I would just sell those out. And the biggest issue I'm running into that is that I can't keep up with demand. I'm always sold out of items, and it's just, I hate it because I always get messages that are just like, hey, I saw this building and then I saw that it wasn't available in your Etsy store. Or do you know when it's going to be back in stock? Or do you know when you're going to be putting this one in stock? And I really hate to like not be in stock with all these. So I decided to make a change to the way that I do the Etsy store. And what I ultimately decided to do was to increase my lead times to about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the building, but bring all the models back on sale, but I'm going to print to order. And I'm going to print and finish to order and get them shipped out and give myself 2 to 3 weeks just to have time to be able to print any orders and ship them out. So that is the big change. Before it was just I print a batch, I put the quantity on sale, which means that there will be one of every one for sale. It'll sell out and then I'll put it back once I've printed it. So that's what's going to go on with the Etsy store. It's really a more sustainable option for me. It's better on my printers, not as stressful because the printers I use are not built for mass production. So it'll help out with costs there. And I think it'll help out with a lot of people who miss when I put some of my more popular items up and they sell out so fast. One big example I can think of are the HO scale buildings, and the other big example I think of is the N-scale chemical plant. Those things, whenever I put them up, sell out like that. And so many people miss them and they'll message me saying, hey, do you know when those are going to be back? So this is going to be a way to meet demand. It's going to be a little slower, but it's going to allow me to actually probably do more buildings in the long run because I'll be able to design them and just print them whenever they are ordered. So those are some of the big changes that are coming to the channel. This is obviously the biggest change, is we're now indoors and have a training room. This is the first time we've been indoors working on it since 2019. So I'm pretty happy about all that. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It's gonna be a lot of fun this fall and winter. With everything that's going to be going on. I've got some cool little things planned too that may surprise you as well. So I do want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. They are listed right here. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. A lot of behind the scenes things. They've actually known about this move and the details of everything that's been going on for a few weeks now. And I like to keep them in the loop on things that I'm working on and that things that may not pan out, but they know things that I'm thinking about. So I like to do those kind of things. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading. Until next time, I'm not supposed to be doing that one right now. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.